Once there was an explosion. A bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
When the world first glimpsed Death Stranding 2, anticipation shot through the gaming community like a freight of golden cargo. Every trailer left us all breathless with its liminal landscapes bathed in eerie light, BB's soft coos promising connection, and mechanics that felt like nothing we'd ever played before. Each tease was an invite that we couldn't refuse, a whispered promise of wonder and discovery. Yet, in between each new teaser trailer, or teaser for the trailer for that matter, I sensed a different feeling creeping in. The guilt of unfinished quests, the weight of half-played stories gathering dust on my digital shelves. So that's what I want to talk about today. The pull of FOMO in gaming, the backlogs that haunt us all, and the gaming burnout that shadows the joy it used to give us. Now, FOMO, or the fear of missing out, it isn't new. We've all felt it scrolling through our social feeds, watching our friends stream the latest release, seeing highlight reels of epic encounters while we sit on the sidelines. In gaming, though, it's magnified. Each new title promises fresh mechanics, deeper narratives, unseen worlds that beckon us like sirens in the sea. And if you're not there on day one, if you fall behind, you risk spoilers. You'll miss out on inside jokes that'll go right over your head, and you'll get a sense that somehow you're less a part of the community. Now, with Death Stranding 2, Kojima Productions has tapped directly into that instinct. The game's asynchronous community features don't just reward you for playing, they reward you for showing up. When fellow players build structures in your world, you see the fingerprints of countless hands, and you feel an almost religious urge to contribute. Let's be honest. Death Stranding 2 is clearly built to hook us. At its core is a deceptively simple gameplay loop. Stranding cargo from point A to point B under strange ethereal skies and changing landscapes, but each journey unfolds new stories, new connections. You'll find handwritten notes left by players cheering you on or sometimes warning you of the danger ahead. You'll discover someone's painstakingly engineered network of zip lines, like golden threads binding communities across chasms. And you can't help but think, what if I could make someone else's path smoother? What if my cargo delivery becomes somebody else's lifeline? This sense of impact, of a shared purpose, it seems to turn every delivery you make into a social event. But it also turns every missed day into a missed opportunity to leave your mark on the game's community. Now, while we yearn for those collaborative moments, sometimes another emotion will tug at us. Guilt. My own backlog reads like a census of missed opportunities, trophies unsnagged, side quests untouched, stories half told. I've stared at save files for Control, Resident Evil 8, Armored Core 6, and more, each at a varying save point, as though I'm hoarding experiences I'll never harvest. We all worry, am I a real gamer if I never reach the end credits? Does my joy diminish if I'm constantly chasing the next big thing without finishing what came before? Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance. Our image of ourselves as dedicated players clashes with the reality of an ever-expanding library of games that none of us can ever really truly conquer. I remember the night I said, I'll play for an hour before heading out to go do the thing I gotta do. And then for what seemed like 2 hours, I was just methodically marking objectives off of a mental checklist, find every collectible, clear every side quest, max out every hidden skill tree. When did exploration become such a chore? And when did my curiosity morph into a to-do list? That's the seed of burnout. When what was once leisure becomes obligation. What used to be pure, unadulterated fun turns into a gauntlet of achievements and progress meters, and suddenly logging in feels less like escape and more like you're punching a clock. Just last week, I stood at a crossroads. Death Stranding 2's pre-order was calling out to me like one of those sirens in the sea, but my backlog, 20 million other titles clamoring for my attention, loomed over me like an unfinished symphony of a storm. Hell, I still haven't even beaten every Night Lord and Elden Ring Night Rain, let alone the pumped up bosses they began releasing last week. Part of me longed to dive into Death Stranding 2's tapestry immediately, but part of me dreaded the widening guilt. So I watched others play. Friends on Discord, strangers on Twitch, they shared their triumphant first deliveries, their perfected routes. Watching them felt like standing outside a locked cathedral door while everyone else gathered inside in worship. In that moment, I realized that much of our FOMO and guilt springs not from the games themselves, but from the expectations we place on ourselves and on what gaming should be. Reclaiming our play means unlearning those expectations. Remember why you picked up a controller in the first place. For escape, for wonder, for the thrill of discovery. Not for check marks on a virtual to-do list or for social media followers or whatever. You need to ask yourself, when you want a game, what matters the most to me right now? If Death Stranding 2's world calls to you with its strange beauty and communal heartbeat, carve out a space for it. If your backlog weighs too heavy on your back and your spirit, give yourself permission to let go of a couple of titles. Bookmark them for later when you can return with fresh eyes. If you're just feeling fatigued and burned out from gaming in general and too overwhelmed, schedule an off-screen day each week to reset your appetite. I think this goes beyond the games and into our everyday lives. Everywhere you look, there's a screen. Make time for a real book. Put pen to paper. Brush to canvas. Take a walk outside. Have a conversation uninterrupted by notification. Find something that gets your eyes and ears on something that can't beep at you. And share your journey. Not as a competition, but as camaraderie. Online or with your friends who understand that growth sometimes means pressing pause to simply enjoy. Gaming will always evolve. And so will our impulses to chase every new horizon. Death Stranding 2 seems to be standing as a marvel right now, a living, breathing tapestry of isolated players bound by invisible threads. But don't let the FOMO or that backlog guilt steal the magic that drew you here in the first place. Play mindfully. Lean into the experiences that resonate. And remember, every game deserves your full presence. When you're truly present, the world of a game unfolds in ways no checklist could capture. So what I've decided to do is start playing the original Death Stranding. I never finished it. I started it, put about 50, 60 hours into it, and didn't finish it. So here I am. I'm going to be playing Death Stranding 1 for a little while in tandem with Night Rain. I'm really enjoying the story so far. Anyways, I want to hear from you. Do you relate to this? Do you have a giant backlog number? How have you tamed it? Have you ever hit burnout? What helped you rediscover your joy for gaming or whatever you might have hit burnout in? Are you playing the game that's right in front of you? The one called your life? Share your stories in the comments and let's build a community of mindful players. And if you're about to step into Death Stranding 2, may your paths stay connected. May each delivery carry a bit of our collective hope. I'll see you out there.